Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm GoeFPV, and in this episode I'm going to present you the GoPro Naked Kit from GepRC. This is a naked kit for GoPro Hero 10, and today we are going to convert this regular size GoPro into a naked GoPro. What it means? This means that we are able to convert this GoPro to a smaller size GoPro that will allow us to use it in lower size drones. And also another benefit from converting the regular GoPro to the naked GoPro is that we are going to be able to power on the GoPro directly from the drone battery. The process should be easy. We should have everything that we need in this little box, and we are going to disassemble this GoPro piece by piece, and I will show you this process. And then we will take the internals of this GoPro and reassemble them into this kit. For this process we will need a Dremel to cut around the screen of the GoPro. So the screen of the GoPro is glued on, so it cannot be unscrewed or disassembled easily. It's not a very hard process, but you will need something to cut around this screen. But before that, let's see what we have in the GoPro naked box. Let's cut it open and see what's inside. I forgot to bring my my cutter, but I will manage to do this with my fingers, no problem. Open it and see what's inside. Alright. So we have some cards with some GEPRC links, and I see that we here have a nice diagram that shows us how to connect the provided circuit that they have in the box that allows us to connect to the drone battery. This will be very helpful a little bit later. And also in this small bag we have the backplate. This is the backplate. Very nice. We will take a closer look later. The circuit that I earlier told you that we are provided to connect the GoPro directly to the battery. This converts the battery voltage from the drone, I think between 2 and 6S. You can input as power, and it converts to the voltage that is needed to power on the GoPro. Some double-sided tapes here. The leads to connect to the batteries. Let's see. Some flexible cables. These are some screws and a mounting for our GoPro. Some more screws. Let's see. This is the front plate of the GoPro. Very nice. It looks very well built. Yes, it's aluminum. It has a glass screen to protect the GoPro sensor. Okay, let's put it back together, and we'll get into this a little bit later. And more other accessories. This is a ND filter that they are providing in the package. A very tiny fan. Some more double. I think this is these are some thermal pads to help the GoPro to cool down. A protective screen for the front screen and a cleaning cloth that is used to clean the, I think, the sensor. And they also provide, I see that they provide a small screwdriver. So I prepared a screwdriver set with very small bits, but they also have this included in the package. So I suppose that we are not gonna need this, but we will see. Alright. So first we will disassemble this GoPro. I already broke the back screen of this GoPro, so this is why I choose to convert this one, and we will see how this goes. First thing that we have to do is to open the battery cover and just pull it out, and it will unclip from this. And now what we have to do is to start cutting around this edge here all the way around, and then we will be able to remove the screen altogether. So let's start doing this. I hope we are not going to do a big mess. Let me just take a cloth to keep all the dust together, and let's start cutting it. I think I have to cut more around this edge and this edge as well. And on the top side, I don't know, maybe then we're going to be able to fold it out. Alright, it has some double-sided tape inside. Here is the screen. It has two connectors here. If you still want to reuse the front screen or maybe use it in another application, make sure you're not pulling very hardly these flexible bands, because these are very fragile. So remove them very carefully. Now, because the screen is damaged, I will just get them out. And this black tape here, I think it's also something that's just sticked in. Yeah, this is sticked here. Okay, so we have removed the screen. Let's put it aside. Now we have the GoPro open, and we are going to start working inside of it. But before this, let me just clean it a little bit and also clean this table, because it's very, very dirty. Alright, so let's clean here. Okay, so I have here the GoPro with the back screen removed, but I see you have a little screw here that we have to remove. I see that this is a Phillips screw, and they didn't provide a screwdriver for that, so I will still need to use this screwdriver set. I will remove this screw, and hopefully I will be able to remove the battery cage. Screws are very tiny. I'll put them aside. We also have a screw inside the battery cage for the battery connectors. So I will, I'm not sure if you are able to see that. I will also unscrew that. A screwdriver with a magnetic end would be very helpful here, but good. Let's take a flat screwdriver, and I will try to work out this connector that is sticked on the cage. Done. Now let's try to remove the cage. Now I see that it has more screws hidden here. Throughout these two holes, you have access for two more screws, so I will need to do that. I might get in trouble with this because my screwdriver doesn't reach the whole way. I took another screwdriver that is longer than this one and thinner. So now let's remove these two screws very quickly. Okay, the screws are out. Let's hope this is getting out now. Yes, it's getting out. Yeah, you need to slide it a little bit towards the sensor, because otherwise it grabs here this piece of plastic. And also I will push the connector for the battery a little bit inside. It has a slide here, so it stays connected. So it should get out if I push it. Yeah, it's a little bit glued with double side tape as well. Okay, so I pushed it out. You need to take it out from a side. Done. So here is the battery cage out. Let's continue now. We have another tape here. This is not a cable. And I will remove this to have access to the sensor, even if we don't remove it yet. Yes, so this is only a piece of tape with some foam. We don't need it. We don't need that. Alright. Now let's continue. We can disconnect this back screen connector from the main board. It just pops out very easily. And we have two more screws here for the USB Type-C connector. And I know that this is able to, to get out easily. You just need to pop it out together with its mounting plastic support. It has a mounting plastic support here, and I think if I pry it open, it's going to get out. Yes, so I just wiggle it a little bit and it's just out. No force needed. Just pry it out from the bottom and also a little bit from the connector side, and it will just get out easily. Now let's continue. I'm going to remove this mounting point. This has 4 Torx screws and it can be unscrewed with the provided screwdriver easily. Alright, so this is out. Now I can see that we have a PCB on top and another one on the bottom, and also a metal frame that holds everything together. I have 3 Phillips screws down here, 1 here and 2 on this corner, and also 1 screw here in this corner. And I think these are all, and also a connector here at the bottom, which I think this is for the front screen, and I will take this out as well. Alright, now we uncover the hidden screw beneath this flexible cable. And I can see that we also have another connector right here. I popped it out. Can be also disconnected from the top. It just has a Kapton tape to secure the connector. Is the type of connector that you have to flip this flap and then you will be able to take out the cable. Remove the Kapton tape. Okay, so is this black? To flip it over and now you should be able to remove this cable, and it is out. Now I'm not sure if this battery connector is glued there or it can be disconnected, but I will check that later. Let's check beneath this lens. So you just twist it counterclockwise, and at a 45-degree angle you should be able to pop it out. So I am going to remove the screws very carefully, not to scratch the lens. So it looks like the torques that they have provided in the kit, it's too big for this application. So I will take another one from my tool set. Let's check this one. Great, this is good. It's a T4. Okay, 4 screws out. Inside. Now, to easily remove this bracket, you can place back the screen, the protective lens, twist it back, and remove it. I think so. It's not yet loosened completely. So let's work out the main board now. I will take the screwdriver and start unscrewing all the screws around. The first one will be this one in this corner, near the flexible cable that we have disconnected. One, another one down here. Two. Two more here in the corner. One more here on top. And that should be it. I have a plastic here that seems to get moving. I'll try to get it out, but very carefully because it's around the sensor flexible cable, and I don't really want to damage that. We also have two more cables here on the side. These are for the power button and for the microphones, maybe. I don't know, but these have to be also removed. Take them out. One, two, one. The other one is removed already. Yes, so this cable for the battery, I was able to remove it easily. Just pull it out with my nails. And there is a similar cable here for the microphone. I think this is a real microphone connector, and I will do the same. Pop it out, and it's easily out. I think this is the speaker actually. Yeah, This is the speaker. I see that there are two more screws here. I will take them out. Let's see. It's the size of the Phillips, the Torx screwdriver that I have provided in the kit. And maybe if we remove this, there are right at the bottom two screws. We have access to them. So let's unscrew them. Yes, I felt that this frame has loosened out. So now that I remove these screws, I am able to get out. I think so. It feels like it has one more screw. Let's check this out. Let's try remove the ribbon for the sensor. I removed it. This is the case with the button. Okay, so I was able to get it out. It's really not easy. The frame itself has a screw there, down here. I'm not sure if I will be able to unscrew that, and maybe the whole thing will get out. This screw is out. I have another screw here. There is one more at the bottom. Now this board is out. And now I think everything is a lot easier. And also I can extract this, I think, last screw of the frame. This really doesn't want to get out like this. Oh yeah, it loosed. Yeah, I managed to put it back. That's great. Good, so let me check this. This should somehow get out. I was able to take it out. I cannot believe this. Yeah, so this is the main board of the GoPro. I'll put it here. And now let's check out what holds us back from this. So we have a screw here, which is very inconvenient, very inconveniently placed. I will try to unscrew it using this provided screwdriver, and now everything will fall apart. Alright, so we have the metal bracket out, and now I think the sensor can get out, but I'm not sure if it can get out. It can get out before the frame. There is a metal frame here around that holds all the electronics, so it looks like yes, it gets out. Let's put it here as well. And in this metal frame here we have the front display that we are going to reuse for this build. There are some plastic bits here that holds this metal frame down. I will try to break those. So this is one here. See, now it's loosened. Now there is another one. I want to break this so I can get out the big frame, and there is another one in this corner here. I broke that as well, and I think this one in the middle here. everything together. Yeah. So I removed that plastic in the middle as well, the one from the sides, and I don't see any plastic around. Let's try to get it out. Gets out. So maybe, but you cannot get this out before you get the sensor out. That's for sure. So you either try to remove the bottom screw before removing the metal frame and also the motherboard, and then remove it in one piece, or just do it the way I've done it, but a little bit more careful. So I just scratched here the screen a little bit. I'm not sure if you are able to see. Let's put this GoPro carefully sideways. I'll put it here so it doesn't stay in the way. And now let's check out this kit. So we have here the wiring diagram and nothing else. The front frame. Are they providing any instructions? I'm really curious. So user manual download. For user manual, get on geprc.com/downloads. Having problems, need help every time you need help. So this is why I'm here, to help you see what can go wrong and also avoid making the same mistakes. So now that I really want to make sure I'm installing it correctly, I would like to go into the user manual. So let's get into the manual. Okay, so let's take it from the beginning. I have checked the installation manual. I have it here on the phone, and the first step is to take the front plate, put it face down, and now we are going to install the lens. This is the first step. Now I have to make sure there is no dirt. Okay, so from my point of view now it's clean enough. And I'm going to place the lens inside. Yeah, I think I have to remove this gasket here. I don't feel like this fits well there with it, so I removed it. Now let's place it again. Let's see. Yes, it's much better. Okay, so now I have to use two screws M1.4, 3 millimeters length. This one and this one. Good. Let me take the... These are very, very small screws. I will try to place them with this here. Let me screw this down. And one thing that is very nice of this screwdriver is that it has a magnetic end. So this helps a lot to place the screws here. I don't need this tweezer. So I will screw it directly. one thing that I'm thinking right now is if there is no risk of these screws getting loose during flights because of the vibrations. I don't see any Loctite on them, so maybe it would have been a good idea to put some Loctite on these screws, but let's hope it's good enough so it's not going to get loosened out. One more twist. Alright, so we have the lens screwed in now. So the next step is to install the front screen and cover the front screen lens. Good. So I see that I have to take the screen from this side. It's taped down, so hopefully I'm not going to break again. I will use a cutter to get underneath the display case. Nice. Nice and clean. Okay, so I managed to remove the screen now. So I don't need this metal bracket anymore. Alright, so this flexible cable has to be slid here. And we need to use the provided double-sided tape for this. And we also are going to need this protective screen that will be sticked in front of the display. So let me take out the Alright, so this was the middle part of the screen. I think I have to use this to secure the display in place on the front plate. So let's try to open this up. I will place this on the back of the screen. Like this. Alright. So hopefully it stays there. Okay, let's put this on the back side of the screen here. I think it's easier. Like this. And now I'm going to place down here the screen itself. I will press it with the provided cloth. And now let's put this protective screen on top of it. Nice. The screen looks a little bit scratched, but it has a protective film on top of it. I will remove that after we finish the installation. Great, so now we have the display and the sensor installed on the front plate, and we will have to continue with the motherboard and then start building on top of it with the BEC for the voltage conversion. Let's clean it up a bit here. Now we are going to install the motherboard, and we have to add to it the thermal paste that was provided in the kit. So I'm going to remove the thermal paste that is already present here. Let me do this. I'll try to do this with the tweezer. This is the original thermal paste that was present on the CPU. I'll try to get it out as clean as possible. Now that we have removed the original paste, we can take the provided thermal pads from the kit. Let me find them. Where are these? These are the provided thermal pads. We need to add a big thermal pad on the CPU and also a smaller pad on this other smaller chip. And I will do that now. I have to make sure that it covers the entire surface of the processor. This is very important to have a good cooling. I'll press it a little bit down to make good contact. I think this is good enough. Now let's take a smaller thermal pad and place the pad on this small chip here. Now that we have the thermal pads placed, we can take the front cover again and slide it here under the sensor. One thing that concerns me is that I don't feel like the thermal pad is making good contact with the metal frame. Let me check out the instructions to see if I'm not missing anything. So you should put the thermal conductive silicone. Install the motherboard. This is a little bit weird, to be honest. It doesn't feel good. So what I think we have to do, I think that this is why they have provided two thermal pads for these components, because we are supposed to place both pads one on top of the other. So I will place this one on top of the other one and the smaller one as well. Let me remove again the protective film. This is very important. If you don't remove the protective film, then the cooling is not going to be efficient, or it might not work at all and it will stop working during recording. You will have a lot of problems because of this. Good. And now it sticks a little bit more out, so when I will put it on this plate, it will get in contact with this side of the plate. So let's try it again and see how it feels. Slide it around the sensor and under the front screen. Thermal pads are in contact with the metal frame, meaning that we have the proper cooling. So we can go on now and install the screws down here. Here on the bottom. Good. And one more screw. This one here in the corner where we have the display cable. Good. This feels solid. I will make a little bit of pressure on the top because these two screws here will be used for the BEC mounting. And I'm gonna screw this all the way down, easily, one by one. Perfect. Everything is tight. Now I can connect this front display connector here. Did a pop, so it is connected well. Perfect. Looks like the next step is to install the cable. Yes, so we have to install the cable. Let me search for it. This cable should be installed on the motherboard, and then we have to set a double-sided tape on the SD card reader, and we also have to prepare the gaskets for the back for the BEC on top of these metal rings, which are a little bit outside the board. So for this, for those, we are going to use some gaskets that are provided as well in the kit. Let me find them. Yes, so here they provide some gaskets. Checking out the height of this metal ring, I think I have to put 2 gaskets on each side. Looks nice. Alright, we have to set double-sided tape, but let's start before with the cable that we have to install. Let's install this cable first. I will set it in the position, so here on the motherboard. This has to connect down here first. Pop, so it's in the right place. Here on top should also be connected in this connector. Make sure it's well aligned and then press it down. Doesn't want to go in. Popped, so this is connected now. Great. This one has no connector on the motherboard, so most probably this one is getting connected on the BEC. And here on the left side, don't forget to connect this one as well. I think this one is for the power button and the record mode selection. Is popped in as well. And now that we have connected this flexible cable, we are able to connect also the sensor, because we had to get this cable under the sensor's flexible cable. So now I'm going to connect also the sensor's cable. This is going to be a little bit more difficult. It's connected. Great. Great. This is great. Now the cable is connected. We have installed the gaskets for the BEC. So I stick here 2 double-sided tapes, but I think only one is enough, and that's because there is a clip here for the micro SD, and I don't want to get it blocked. There is some residue here and I don't want dirt inside my GoPro. This is only my brain that doesn't want this inside my GoPro, because I don't think it can affect anything, but I want this build to be nice and clean as much as possible, because I already scratched the front screen. So now let's take the BEC out. This is the BEC, very small. It has some soldering pads available, so you can connect also the supplied voltage to the soldering pads if you want. but they also provide this connector and some wires to directly connect to the battery. So let's proceed in installing this. So in this top connector here I have to connect the flexible cable that they have provided. There is one more connector that is not connected to anything, so I'll just have to take out this bracket like this, and now insert the flexible cable. I will try to keep it up with my finger. It's a little bit difficult, but somehow it's going to work. Okay, so I will connect first I will place the BEC in place. This screw should have 1.4 M1.4 and 6 millimeters length, but this is 6 millimeter. I measure it with my eye. This is M1.4, 6 millimeters length screw, and I will secure in place the BEC board. Only the top left screw is supposed to secure it now. Now that we have secured it in place, it's easier to connect this cable all the way in. Seems like it's in. Now that is evenly inside the connector, we close this bracket, just push it in, and this is going to secure the cable in place. This should be good enough. Now the next step is to double side tape the cooling fan. So we have the cooling fan here. Very tiny cooling fan, and I think we are going to do some soldering here because this is not provided with a connector. So we should place double-sided tape on these two sides of the fan. Let's do this very quickly. Great. Now I have double-sided tape placed on the cooling fan, and I think that for the cooling fan we will need the back plate. So this is the back plate. We have two buttons here for power on and record, the mounting point of the GoPro, and here is the place where the fan will be seated. I see that it has two guiding pins, plastic pins that will go through these two holes, and also in the left corner here at the bottom of the frame you see that there is a notch. That notch is specially there to accommodate the cables. So I'm going to place the fan with the double-sided tape down. It's perfect. Perfectly seated. The cables are getting out through that notch. And now I think we have to do some soldering for these wires. Let's check on the board. So we have some functionality pads, and also I see a ground, 5 volts, 3.3 volts pads, actually two grounds here, and this is the input for the rack function, ground and battery that we are provided through this connector. So let me set up the soldering iron and I will be back here in a moment. Okay, so here we have this two pads, 3.3 volts and ground, which are the exact pads that we need for powering on this fan. We can see here on the label that is sticked on the back of the fan that it says it's a DC 3.3 volts. So I have pre-tinned the wires, the tip of the wires, and also I have pre-tinned the pads here, and now I'm going to solder the wires on the pads. The plus, the red wire to 3.3 volts, and the negative wire, which is the black one, I will solder it to the ground. So first, let's solder the red wire. Red wire is soldered. Now let's solder the black wire. Done. Good, so the solders joints look great. Now that we have the fan connected, we can close this case. We don't have anything else to connect. Down here, we will connect the front plate with the back plate easily. Make sure everything clears out the board. So the front part of the case should get in contact all over perfectly without any force. The only thing that pushes the case a little bit back is the gaskets of the BEC, but I will start with the screw that goes into that hole. We have more screws here. So specifically the hole that goes through the BEC is an 8mm screw, and the other screws are all 6mm, so this is very important. I'm gonna screw this first, and the opposite corner I will screw the 6mm screw. Great. Everything seems fine. Let's screw down all the other. Perfect. One more here. Good. This is nice and tidy. Very small GoPro now. Hopefully this is a working GoPro now, because I haven't powered it on yet. Let's see. We are going to need this powering leads. I will connect it to a 6S battery. First I will plug in the connector right here. I'm not sure if it is connected all the way. Now it's connected all the way. Good. So let's bring a pack and see how this is going. Okay guys, so I just bring my laptop here and micro SD, because it seems like when I power on the naked camera I receive an error. So the error looks something like this. I've connected it to the battery, press power on, Let's wait a bit. See, it starts, and I received the error that not enough power is present here. And this is a problem that started with some firmwares from GoPro Hero 10 and is caused by a power delivery check function in the software. And to get rid of this, you either have to switch back to an older version on the GoPro Hero 10, or what I'm going to do now, to flash the GoPro Labs firmware. This firmware can be downloaded from the GoPro site, and in order to use this firmware you have to flash it, and this is done by downloading the firmware files and saving the update folder onto an SD card. Then this SD card should be inserted into the GoPro, and then you have to power it on, and it will automatically update with the firmware on the micro SD. The only problem I'm not sure about is that there might be the case that this is not going to be possible to be done using the same method, powering the GoPro from the battery. So I just hope I don't have to disassemble everything and connect the motherboard to the battery leads, but let's try it out. Now let's hope for the best. Update error. This is because I don't have a battery connected, so looks like I have to disassemble it and connect the battery lead and use the battery to power on the GoPro. Let's do this. Alright, I'm back with another battery, the third one. Let's hope this one is charged. Let's connect it. Connected. I've seen a green light here, so maybe this means it's charged. Power on. It's powering on. Yes, and it's getting updated. Thanks God. Really. So this is the icon that you should see when the update is performing. Now the GoPro is being updated to the GoPro Labs firmware, and after this normally we shouldn't get anymore the problem with not enough power. It restarted, update complete. Alright, so the GoPro is updated. That's great news. Okay, let's turn it off. Powering off. I remove now the battery. Now the GoPro is back installed and updated, so let's connect it to the battery and see if it works. Connected it. Let's press the power button. Power button. Powering on, and it works. So it looks like now the GoPro works. Let's try to record something. Recording is working. Great, so it looks like we have a naked GoPro Hero 10. I was a little bit scared when I saw that error, but I didn't expect that we have issues with the firmware. But it looks like there is a general problem with these GoPros, connecting them to the external power, not only with the GepRC, so not GepRC has any issues with the BEC, but it looks like the GoPro itself has some issues in the firmware. Okay guys, so this was the episode with converting a GoPro to a naked GoPro using the GepRC kit. I really like this case. It's very robust, it's well built, of good quality, and it also has a protective screen over the lens of the GoPro, and also this nice screen on top of the front display, which has a protective screen. And let's take this out at the end of this video. Nice, very beautiful. Okay guys, thank you very much for joining my channel. I hope you like this video, and it will be helpful for you to convert a GoPro to a naked one, and hopefully you are going to make the right decision when you are going to buy a naked kit. So thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the following videos, and let me know down in the comments what do you think about this naked kit. This is my first naked kit that I have built without checking how it should be done. I only knew that I have to cut the display in front of the GoPro, but the rest I just wanted to be surprised and see what's inside from the first time with my own eyes. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Bye.